everybody, it's Liliana Rowena, and today I wanted to talk about the time that I played Tiny Tim back in high school. So I pretty rarely got any parts in school. I normally was like the person who was like good enough to get a solo, but not good enough to get like a whole part. It was usually where I floated. However, I think it was my junior year of high school, I auditioned for Tiny Tim in A Christmas Carol. And during the audition, there was kind of a fall, and you're supposed to fake fall, and I think this is what got me the part, is I actually fell. Like, it was supposed to be a fake trip, and then I actually fell. Like, I bruised my knees on this fall. But I got cast as Tiny Tim. It was super fun. I still can't do a British accent to save my life. That took so long, but it was super fun, and my absolute best friend in the world at the time was playing Scrooge, which created a very interesting and fun dynamic on set, because I was Tiny Tim and my best friend was Scrooge. And I also was the ghost of Christmas Future as well, which was super fun, since Tiny Tim actually only has 11 lines in the play, and I had to say "God bless us, everyone," at least 100 times in rehearsal. It took so many times for me to say it properly, and I also remember I tried to do like a high young kid voice, and I was like, no, don't do that. Use your actual voice. And it was super fun. It was one of my favorite shows I was in. A Christmas Carol is also just one of my favorite Christmas stories. I really like classical literature, and I think that one is just one that gets told over and over again because it's so good. It was super fun. I also remember, like, there's the scene where we had to sit with like our siblings, and like the people I was sitting with were people I'd taken some dance classes with before, but didn't know super well. And my petticoat is peeking. One second. This petticoat that I got is just slightly too long. But I remember that we would sit there and we'd chat, and we ended up coming up with like really like silly, goofy jokes while we were chatting to try to get it to be more realistic. And a few times during rehearsal, me and my siblings got a little too into it and missed our cue. There's also this, I can't remember the song for the life of me, and we ended up cutting it from the show. There's like a song in the Christmas Carol thing that we tried to do, and it was so bad. Like, I had to do like a whole little dance with my crutch, and it just did not end up happening. Oh, also, for A Ghost of Christmas Future, I got to be on stilts. My costume was stilts, and then I had this black sheet and like these 2 LED lights on me. It was a super cool looking costume. However, I could not really see out of it. So the whole time I was leading Scrooge around, Scrooge was actually having to like hold on to my arm so that I did not fall without it being super obvious. Oh, it was one of my favorite things, and I think I have the picture because the person who did my costuming did a really good job. One second. At the time, I had a bob, so I didn't need to actually cut my hair any shorter. And here is me as Tiny Tim. It was one of my favorite roles. I pulled this out of my photo bin. Oh, I'm so happy that I have this, and it was a fun story to share. I also remember like the after party being super fun. I got voted best costume for my costume, and all of my friends were also in that show. It was just such a wonderful time, and everybody's performances were so good. My friend did a really good job as Scrooge. And I'd like to think I did a pretty good job as Tiny Tim, and it was probably the most iconic role I've ever gotten to play, other than maybe Cindy Lou Who. I think Tiny Tim is actually a bit more iconic than Cindy Lou Who, and I had more parts as Tiny Tim. But thank you guys so much for watching. I thought this was a perfect time to share this story in this coord. I hope you all have a lovely night. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Liliana Rowena, out.